We are in rural northern England. It is 1837. A pregnant young woman was lying in the street. She had walked for some distance, but where she came from and where she was going to, nobody knew. She was brought to the parish workhouse where she gave birth and then soon died. Her child was named Oliver Twist. He was a pale, thin child, somewhat diminutive in stature, and decidedly small in circumference. But nature or inheritance had implanted young Oliver with a sturdy spirit to be able to survive a spare diet and absolutely no attention and no love as he was growing up. Be that as it may, it was Oliver's 9th birthday, and he was keeping it in a coal cellar after having been beaten. What was Oliver's crime for such a severe punishment? For atrociously presuming to have been hungry.
Mrs. Mann! Mrs. Mann! Mrs. Mann!
Goodness gracious! Oh, Mr. Bumble! Is that you, sir?
Of course, Mrs. Mann, of course, woman.
My heart alive! It is you, sir! How glad I am to see you, surely.
Open the gate immediately. It is locked.
Oh, sorry, sir. So sorry, sir. So very sorry, sir.
Open the gate.
Only think I should have forgotten. It was bolted on the inside on account of the dear children.
The dear children. Do you think this respectful or proper conduct, Mrs. Mann? Do you? Do you?
No, sir. No, sir. Which, sir?
To keep the parish officer awaiting at your garden gate when he comes here on parochial business, connected with the parochial orphans. Are you aware, Mrs. Mann, that you are, as I may say, a parochial delegate and stipendary?
I'm sure, Mr. Bumble, sir, that I was only just a-telling one or two of the dear children, as is fond of you, sir, that it was you a-coming.
Well, Mrs. Mann, it may be as you say. It may be.
Of course it is.
Lead the way, Mrs. Mann, for I come here on business.
Just business?
Just business today. And I have something to say.
And I'm dying to hear it. But first, will you take a little drop of something? We'll warm your little tummy, sir.
Not a drop. Not a drop.
Not a drop, sir.
Not a drop.
Not a drop, Mr. Bumble, sir.
I have come for the boy.
Oh.
A boy with a very unusual name. Oliver Twist.
I named him myself, sir.
Where did you come up with a name like that, good woman?
Well, I named him after his mother. Poor child. Came to the orphanage. I named him after she died. I named all my foundlings in alphabetical order. The last was a Swubble. I named him. This was a Twist. I named him. The next that comes along will be Unwin, and the next Wilkins.
You're quite a literary character, Mrs. Mann. A literary character.
Yes, quite.
Do you not comprehend the brilliance of my wit? A literary character.
Yes, you have quite a wit, you husky hag.
What did you say?
A frog. I had one in my throat.
Yes, Oliver is too old to remain here. The board chairman wishes to see him to determine which workhouse he will be sent to. Fetch the little bastard at once.
At once, sir, at once.
Mrs. Mann.
Yes. Come now, dear child.
Are you speaking to me, Mrs. Mann?
Get up, you ungrateful bugger, before Now, Oliver, Mr. Bumble's come to see you. He wants to help you. So be on your best, understand?
Yes, Mrs. Mann.
Mr. Bumble, here's our dear angel. Oliver, this is Mr. Bumble. Make a bow to the nice gentleman. Now, Mr. Bumble's come to take you to meet the board chairman.
Who is that, Mrs. Mann?
You'll find out soon enough, boy. Oliver, for the past 9 years, you have lived off of the generosity of the parish and the kindness of dear Mrs. Mann. It is time you repay that great burden we have all had of keeping you alive.
A burden, sir?
A burden. Now, hush, Oliver.
Come along, boy, off to the board chairman.
But, sir?
You are a parish orphan. Mr. Bumble is in charge of parish orphans. You shall do as you're told.
Come along, boy.
Good evening, Mr. Bumble. Come again soon.
And good evening, Mrs. Mann. I will. Thank you for the refreshments.
Oh, you're most welcome. And Mr. Bumble, watch out for Oliver. He has a mind of his own. A good whipping with a thick belt or stick should do the trick.
Don't you worry your pretty blue eyes.
They're green.
Don't you worry. The boy only needs the firm hand of a man. This way, young man.
With a slice of stale bread in his hand and the little brown cloth parish cap on his head, Oliver was then led away by Mr. Bumble from the wretched house, where one kind word or look had not lightened the gloom of Oliver's infant years. And yet Oliver burst into an agony of childish grief as the orphanage gate closed after him. Wretched as were his little companions in misery, they were the only friends he had ever known. And a sense of his loneliness in this great wide world sank into the child's heart for the first time. Oliver had not been within the walls of the workhouse for a quarter of an hour when Mr. Bumble informed him he was ordered to meet the chairman of the board.
Bow to the chairman.
So, boy, you know that you have no mother or father, that you were brought up at the kindness and prayers of the parish. You know that, don't you?
Yes.
Sir.
Yes, sir. I know all that, but it was not my fault.
It was.
Yes, it was.
You are a sinner. You wouldn't be growing up in an orphanage if you weren't. Do you understand that, boy?
Yes, sir.
Good boy.
Good. And since you are no longer a child...
No, sir. I am 9 years old. Today is my birthday.
Oliver.
You will start to repay your debt by working at the workhouse with the older boys. And if you work hard and do as you're told, Mr. Bumble here will find you someone you can apprentice with, who will teach you a craft, a trade, so you won't have to live off of our generosity any longer. Understand, boy?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Bumble?
As
Bumble! You ass!
Yes, sir.
Take Oliver over to the house. The older boys will take care of this wretch's obstinate behavior immediately. Make sure he is well fed. He's much too thin and pale to carry his workload.
Yes, sir. Right away, sir.
Oliver,
Yes, sir.
I will pray for you, for your sins.
Thank you, sir.
The room in which the workhouse boys were fed was a large, damp stone hall. There, each workhouse boy was given 1 bowl of gruel a day. The bowls never needed washing. The boys, so hungry, would polish them with their spoons till they shone again.
Thank you.
Wait, you impatient boy! We must first give thanks. Let us pray. O Lord, we thank you for your kindness and for your generosity to all of these miserable creatures. Forgive them of their sins. May they find happiness in thy mercy. We thank you, Lord, for the food which you have blessed us with today. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Mr. Bumble, sir.
What is it, Oliver?
Please, sir. I want some more.
What? Silence! What did you say, Oliver?
Please, sir. I want some more.
You want some more? My God, Oliver, is that all you do? Take! Don't you know the poor laws?
No, sir.
The poor laws state that you get 1 bowl of gruel for supper, no more, no less.
I didn't know. I'm sorry.
Sorry, it's too late to be sorry. To the dark, rat-filled cellar you go, without food, oh greedy one, or water, until God gives me the strength to forgive you. You miserable child, you ungrateful, good-for-nothing. Ah, mister! You are interested in the boy.
For the right price, I am.
Ah, the parish is willing to give you £4. Only £4 for such a hard-working, intelligent lad as Oliver.
£6, that's what your note has said.
£5, not a shilling more.
£6, not a shilling less.
I will bring you the boy.
£6, Mr. Bumble.
£6, Mr. Bumble. £6, Mr. Bumble. Oliver, get up.
Please, sir. Don't hit me again.
Get up!
Don't strike me. I beg you, please.
You will apprentice with Mr. Sowerberry the Undertaker, if he accepts you. Now come along. Mr. Sowerberry, I have brought you the boy.
So this is a boy, is it? Ah, he is very small.
Why, he is small. He is small, rather small. But he's strong for his size. He'll grow, Mr. Sowerberry, he'll grow. He's clever and quick with the mind.
I dare say he will on my food and drink. I see no saving in Paris children. They cost more to keep than they're worth.
£6, Mr. Sowerberry.
7.
You have a deal. Good day, Mr. Sowerberry.
Miss Bumble, sir. I don't wish to go.
Good riddance, boy.
Oh, cheer up a bit now. You will have food and drink and a bed under the counter. You don't mind sleeping among the coffins, do you? Oh, well, it doesn't really matter if you do or you don't, for you can't sleep anywhere else. Come on over to your new home.
Once there, Mrs. Sowerberry, the undertaker's wife, opened a side door and pushed Oliver down a flight of stairs. into a stone cell, dark and damp and cold. The boy, used to these conditions, was still able to sleep soundly. Until...
Open the door, will you?
I will directly, sir.
You're the new boy, ain't you?
Yes, sir.
How old are you?
9, sir, as of 3 months ago.
Then I'll whomp you when I get in. Now open this door! Don't let that happen again, workhouse, or you'll be in need of one of these coffins, understand?
Yes, sir.
I'm Noah Claypole, and you're under me, workhouse. How's your mother, boy?
She's dead. Don't say anything about her to me.
What'd she die of, workhouse?
I've been told of a broken heart.
A broken heart? No, not a woman like your mother.
That's enough.
A woman like your mother walking the streets, I bet.
Don't say anything else. You'd better not.
Better not? Bah, your mother was a regular whore.
She wasn't!
Help! Mr. Sullivan! Oliver's gone mad!
Oh, black and blue. And bleeding.
You despicable creature! You workhouse beast!
Sir, he called my mother!
She was what he said and worse, you ungrateful little... Oh, you're going back to the workhouse! Don't know how to punish you!
For 5 miles, Oliver ran.
Where did he go? The little bastard!
Where'd he go?
I'll kill him!
Where'd he go?
I'll kill him! Where is he? Where is he?
Sir!
Then, he hid behind the hedges for fear that he might still be pursued and overtaken. Then, he sat down to rest by the side of a milestone and began to think, for the first time, where he had better go and try to live. The stone by which he was seated bore in large characters an intimation that it was just 70 miles from that spot to London. London. The name opened a whole new train of ideas in the boy's mind. That large, great place. Nobody, not even Mr. Bumble, would ever find him there.
Hello. How are you? High five, kids. High five. High five. Hello. I'm off to London. Would you guys like to join me? Yes? No? Hey. Who are you hiding from? The law? The law, huh?
I have to run away, sir. As far away as I can.
Are you going to London?
Anywhere but here, sir.
To seek your fame and fortune, I bet.
Yes. To seek my fame and fortune.
Got any lodging?
No, sir.
Money?
No, sir. Sir, do you live in London?
Yes, I do. I suppose you need some place to sleep tonight, don't you?
I do indeed.
Don't fret your eyelids on that score. Tonight I've got to be in London. I know a respectable old gentleman who lives there. He'll give you lodging for nothing and never ask for the change. That is, if any gentleman he knows introduces you. And don't he know me? Not in the least bit. Certainly not.
I'm Oliver. Oliver Twist.
Jack Hawkins. But to my intimate friends, I'm known as the Artful Dodger. Glad to meet you.
Glad to meet you too.
The Artful Dodger. That's me. Now, follow me to London, where we'll drink till we drop. The law. The Dodger knew it. Don't worry, lad. You've got the Artful Dodger as friend. We'll slip away with no trouble at all. Don't like the respectable old gentleman very much.
Sir, does he beat you?
Oh, no.
Sir, does he call you names?
Only in the most respectful ways.
And he feeds you?
3 good meals a day.
Is he Father Christmas?
You're a funny young child. You're a Stitch. Hey, cheer up. I was only having a little fun.
I knew you were Dodger.
Well, look ahead, Oliver. Home.
In that beer hall? Sir, he lives in a beer hall?
No, friend. He lives above the beer hall, in a hidden attic. Don't worry, there's plenty of room for all. Now come.
The room was perfectly black, with age and dirt. There was a deal table before the fire, and seated round the table were 4 or 5 boys, none older than the Dodger, all drinking spirits with the air of middle-aged men.
Man Slam, is the old gentleman home?
Enter Dodger. Dodger, who is your guest?
Meet my friend, Oliver Twist.
How do you do, Oliver? I should be honored with your intimate acquaintance.
Nice to meet you.
And these young gentlemen are my boys.
Hello, Oliver. Hello, gentlemen.
Oliver, we are very glad to meet you. Ah, you're staring at the handkerchiefs, eh, my lad?
I've never seen so many, sir.
Yes, there are quite a many of them, aren't there? We've just washed them and now we're letting them dry. That's all.
Yes, we like to wash handkerchiefs.
We're a regular laundry, we are.
Oliver, while you wait for supper, would you care for a bottle of ale?
Ale? I don't know what that is, sir.
Charlie, get Oliver a bottle right away. It is our duty to instruct the child on the finer things in life. If you'll excuse me, Oliver dear. Dodger, I need to speak with you. Dodger, why did you bring this frail child to me?
He'll make a terrific addition to our gang.
Tush, he doesn't look like a thief at all.
That's just the point. He's so innocent looking. No one would suspect him as being a thief.
I see. No, I don't. What do you mean? I see exactly what you mean. Welcome to our little family, Oliver.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Then I can stay, sir?
For as long as you like. Let me show you to your bed. It's right over there.
My bed? My own bed? With a mattress and pillow? Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Only the finest arrangements for our new friends.
But what do I have to do to repay you
To repay me,
for letting me stay here?
don't worry about that for now. We'll think of something, right, Dodger?
We'll rack our brains real hard.
Good, because I don't want to be a burden. I want to pay my debt.
Ease your mind. Don't worry about that. Tonight, get a good night's rest. You've done it again, Dodger. No one will ever expect him to be a little criminal.
He'll make us all very rich.
Very rich indeed.
Thank you, sir. Thank you all.
To our good fortune.
It was late the next morning. The boys were already out working the busy streets of London when Oliver awoke from a sound, deep sleep. In this drowsy state, he was not thoroughly awake when he saw Fagin open a small trap door and take out a tiny box, which he placed carefully on the table. Fagin's eyes glistened as he raised the lid and looked in.
Oh, my fabulous treasures. My priceless friends, my great possessions. What's that? What do you watch me for? Why are you awake? What have you seen?
I just woke up, sir. I didn't mean to disturb you.
How long have you been awake, Oliver?
I just woke up.
Are you sure?
I swear upon my word, sir.
Tush, tush, my dear. I believe you. Of course I know you just woke up. Did you see any of my pretty little things?
Yes, sir.
They are my little property. All I have to live upon in my old age. Oliver, I hear Dodger and the rest coming. Would you be so kind as to unlock the door for them?
Right away, sir.
did you do so far this morning? What have you got there, Dodger? Let me see. Ingenious workmanship, is it not, Oliver?
Very fine, sir.
And what have you got, Charlie?
Wipes.
Very good ones, Charlie. Very.
Thank you, Fagin.
We'll have to remove the monograms with a needle. Oliver, I'll teach you how to do that if you like.
Oh, yes, I'd very much like that. I want so much to learn a craft so I can make it on my own one day.
Learn a craft?
That's enough, Charlie.
Sorry, sir.
Oliver, how would you like to be able to bring me handkerchiefs as easy as Charlie Bates?
And the Artful Dodger.
And Dodger, would you like that, my dear?
Very much, if you'll teach me, sir.
Oh, I'll teach you all right. Right, boys?
Yes, Fagin's a great teacher. He's the best.
He's taught us everything.
He's so jolly green.
But friends, Oliver will quickly learn. Right, Oliver?
Yes, Dodger.
And Oliver, you'll start learning today, right now. Charlie and Dodger, take Oliver with you. Teach him the finer points of your craft.
Right, Fagin. Oliver, you have the great honor from learning from the Artful Dodger himself.
And the legendary Charlie Bates.
And I will finally have a skill that I can use for the rest of my life.
Like me.
Well, let's go, Oliver.
Your first day of work.
My first day of learning a craft.
For many days, Oliver remained in Fagin's room, cleaning handkerchiefs and learning the fine art of pickpocketing. Finally, Fagin gave Oliver a test, and he passed with flying colors. He had mastered the art of pickpocketing and was ready to go to work on the busy streets of London under the joint guardianship of one Master Charlie Bates and his friend, the legendary Artful Dodger.
The first thing you have to do, Oliver, is know your territory.
And look out carefully, very carefully for any constables.
What?
Look over there by the bookstall.
I see an old woman looking at books.
A rich old woman. Look at that fine fur coat. Fur.
Now, Oliver, we're going to need your help.
Yes. Anything you need me to do?
Go up to her. Beg for a shilling or whatever.
But I don't need any money. Fagin said he would take care of me.
Do as Dodger says. Oh, he's too great.
How do you do, ma'am? Could you spare a crown?
I beg your pardon.
Would you please give me a crown?
Why?
I understand that you're very rich. I'm sure you have 1 crown to spare.
Well, all right. Let me see what I have in my purse. I keep it in a safe place.
Help! I've been robbed! They robbed you! Help! Help!
Good job, Oliver. Isn't that right, Charlie?
Yes, you were a good decoy for us, Oliver.
You used me, Charlie, Dodger, both of you.
There, friend. We didn't use you. You just helped us get a few items from a very rich woman who didn't need them anyways. A few coins and a purse.
And wipes.
But we stole. Stealing is a sin. My mother would be ashamed of me.
There are greater sins. Come on, we better get back to Fagin's. Fagin's.
Oliver, how did you do on your first day of work?
You did very well, Fagin.
He's already a professional.
Wonderful, just wonderful. I am so proud of you, boy. You should be proud of yourself.
I'm ashamed.
It will get easier the next time. It's Nancy, Charlie, let her in.
I made that old woman cry. She was very frightened.
She'll get over it very quickly, as soon as she is back in the large house with all her jewels.
Hello, all.
Nancy, my dear, I'd like you to make the acquaintance of Master Oliver Twist.
A pleasure to meet you, Oliver.
A pleasure, my lady.
My lady?
A pleasure, my lady. A pleasure, my fine young gentleman.
My young gentleman. All right, Charlie and Dodger, enough. Oliver, I hope they are treating you kindly.
Oh, yes, ma'am, they are.
They'd better.
Nancy, may I please have a few words with you in private?
Excuse me, Oliver.
He's learning a trade from the master.
Oh, master my ass. He doesn't belong in this rat hole.
You're very wrong, Nancy. He belongs here with his new family. Now, let's get down to business. How did you do last night?
I have here a fine gold watch. What can you give me for it, Fagin? It's pure gold.
Not quite.
Come on, Fagin, it's pure gold and you know it. He was quite a well-to-do old man, very generous. So what can you give me for it, Fagin?
Let me give it some thought.
Give me the watch. You can give it some thought while it's in my pocket. Fagin, he doesn't deserve to live among us. Let him go before it's too late. Before he becomes one of us.
In time, maybe.
The exact words you told me when I first came to you after escaping from the workhouse. You said you were my friend. You told me you would help me. And look at me now. It's too late for me, but not for him. It's Bill.
Don't let him in!
Bill!
Bill Sykes. He's a bad one. A house thief.
And a murderer.
Bill, you made it. I'm so glad.
I couldn't get in the house. The windows were all barred. Fagin! So this is the little urchin you've taken in.
Bill, please.
He's small enough. He'll do. The Brownlow house is barred up like a prison, except for one small window in the kitchen. This boy will easily fit through that window, and once he's inside, he'll unbolt the door and the house will be mine. Fagin, you can fence fine silver now, can't you?
Gladly. Easily.
Mr. Fagin, I don't wish to go.
You have no choice, boy.
Oliver, it's a way to stay out of the workhouse forever. Do as Bill says.
Bill, don't get the boy involved, please.
I need him. Let's go, boy.
I don't wish to go.
Come on.
Nancy! Help me! Help me, please!
The night was bitter cold. Bleak, dark, and piercing cold. It was a night for the well-housed and fed to draw by the bright fire and thank God they were at home. Such was the aspect of out of doors when Mrs. Mann, the matron of the orphanage, encountered Mr. Monks.
Mrs. Mann.
Mr. Monks. I'm a very busy woman.
Madame, I understand you were present the night Oliver Twist's mother died? Just want to ask a few questions.
I can spare a couple minutes.
Since you were there at the end, did she have any last words?
It's been over 9 years, sir. Was she a relative of yours?
She might have been my sister.
Oh. She didn't look like you at all. She did ask to see the child. Kissed his cheek. Didn't say anything else.
You sure, Mrs. Mann?
Yes.
Did she have a purse, a ring, a locket, anything with identification?
No, sir.
Are you sure?
Yes. She was all in rags. Her shoes worn, her skin pale. She didn't have anything on her.
Nothing.
Not a thing.
For your time.
Also that bitter cold night, in the mud and darkness, through the gloomy lanes and over cold open waste, Bill Sykes and Oliver came in sight of the lights of a large, solitary house. The house was dark and to all appearances uninhabited. Sykes and Oliver moved toward a small open window.
Oliver, this is the window that I will put you through. Once you're inside, go around, unbolt the door. We will quickly unburden them of all this silver and jewels. Do you understand, boy?
I don't want to.
Quiet.
Let me go. Don't make me steal.
Another word, and I will put you out of your misery. And go on. In you go. And don't you try anything. I've got this pistol aimed right at your head.
Who's there?
Thief! Burglar!
Mr. Brownlow! I shot him. The scoundrel!
Good Lord, what have you done?
What?
It's only a small boy!
The mud lay thick on the cobblestones, and a black mist hung over the streets. The rain fell sluggishly down, and everything felt cold and clammy to the touch. It seemed just the night for Fagin and his gang to continue drinking and gambling at the notorious and infamous Three Cripples Saloon.
Ha ha, Charlie Bates. Proving once again, you're no match against the Dodger.
Nancy! Dodger won, and so did I.
One what, Fagin?
Never mind. You make me sick when you're in such a drunken state.
Yes, the sight of me bothers you, doesn't it? Makes you feel guilty.
You, my master, who taught me the finer things in life.
Thank you, good master. Thank you.
Enough, Nancy. Go back to your beer. At least you're quiet that way.
Whatever you've done to that boy, may you burn in hell forever.
Nancy, shush. Now, Fagin, give me half your winning.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There!
Come on, Fagin. One more.
Dodger, you took one too many. Give it back to me.
You've taught me too well, dear kind gentleman.
Blah.
Bill, you're safe.
What's wrong? What has happened? The silver? The jewels?
Where's Oliver, Bill? Where's the boy?
The little bastard was shot by a servant before I had a chance to get in.
Is he dead?
I don't know. I ran as soon as I heard the shot. I'm no bloody fool.
Oliver could be alive. Then he could be dead.
I hope and pray that he is dead. Out of harm's way.
Quiet, girl.
No, I won't be quiet, Fagin. I'm sick of myself and I'm sick of all of you.
I came so close to all that silver.
He'll tell all about us and our hideout.
Then I'll head back and make sure he's dead.
No, Bill, they'll be looking for your return.
Bah.
Nancy is right. Patience, Bill, patience. Let's get Dodger here to see if Oliver is still alive. Do you think you can do that, Dodger?
No problem. Easy as pie.
Good boy.
I won't return until I know the whole story.
Nancy, give me a beer.
In the meantime, Charlie, go upstairs and start packing. We must find a new hideout just in case Oliver is so unfortunate as to still be alive.
It is the custom on the stage in all good murderous melodramas to present the tragic and the comic scenes. Such changes appear absurd, but they are not quite so unnatural as they would seem at first. The actors in the mimic life of theater, they are blind to violent transitions of passion or feeling. With that in mind, we are then taken from the Three Cripples, which was not the only place where alcohol was affecting people's behavior. Mr. Bumble, courting Mrs. Mann.
Fucking Huckman, throw the jacket. It's okay.
Oh, Mrs. Mann. Oh, no, let me put my coat on.
Mr. Bumble! Remember, I'm a woman of virtue.
Yes, of course. Remember, Mrs. Mann, I am a man of virtue.
Oh, really, Mr. Bumble?
Really, Mrs. Mann. Now, continue the story about young Oliver's mother.
Oh, I've said enough about the little dear.
No. I am most intrigued. Please continue.
I've said enough already. It's the drink.
As your beadle, as your superior, as your admirer.
My admirer. Well, I'll show you.
Ooh.
She had it on her. She had it hidden.
Pure gold, I tell you.
I know. When the girl, Agnes was her name, came to the orphanage, she saw in me a truly virtuous and trustworthy woman and charged me to keep it safe.
And?
Give it to her child. Mm-hmm. You are angry with me.
Yes, because if I had known about this locket, I would have kept it for myself.
The boy grew so like his mother, I could never forget it when I saw his face. I hated that child.
Oh, so did I.
I'm keeping it safe for my old age.
It could be part of your dowry.
My dowry? Are you asking me to marry you, Mr. Bumble?
Please do not compare me with that evil man. But yes!
Really?
Would I lie?
You?
Never!
Would I steal?
Never!
Oh, Mr. Bumble, oh, Mr. Bumble!
Oliver gradually thrived and prospered, living at the Brownlow home. But for many days, Oliver remained insensible to all the goodness of his new friends. The sun rose and sank again, and many times after that. It had been a bright day. For hours when Oliver opened his eyes, he felt cheerful and happy. As he was still too weak to walk, he had been carried downstairs, under the care of the beautiful and kind Rose Brownlow.
Good morning, Oliver.
Good morning, Rose.
I see you are regaining your appetite.
This muffin is delicious.
You seem fascinated with that lady in the picture.
She has such a beautiful face.
Well, you learn in life that painters always make ladies prettier than they are, or else they wouldn't get any fee.
She is so very pretty, but her eyes, they look so sad. It's as if she's trying to tell me something.
that way, child. You're still weak and nervous after your illness.
Who is she, Rose?
A lady who once lived here for a short time. Let me move your chair, and then you won't have to look at her. There. You don't see her now.
Thank you. Rose, could I have another muffin, please?
Yes, you may, Oliver.
How's our patient doing?
Good morning, Father. Oliver's doing very well.
I want to thank you, sir, for all your kindness towards me.
Well, you are quite a young man. Now that you are well, I feel I can tell you.
Tell me what, sir?
Oh, what is it, Father?
Dr. Osborne told me that your recovery is somewhat of a miracle. He said your wounds were most severe. He has seen few patients who wanted to live so desperately as you do.
Well, I do, sir.
And after all you've told us about your life...
The beatings, the starvation, those criminals. Oh, I'll get you another one, Oliver.
Thank you.
Let me move you to the window. There. Enjoy the morning view. I'll return shortly.
What is it, Oliver?
That face! I saw it once before.
What has happened?
Oliver's seen an intruder.
Giles.
Yes, sir.
Get the other servant. Let's try to capture him.
Yes, sir.
In the obscure parlor of a low public house, a dark and gloomy den, there sat, brooding over a little pewter measure and a small glass, strongly impregnated with the smell of liquor, a man who, even by that dim light, no experienced agent of police would have hesitated to recognize as Mr. Sykes.
All I can think about is barging into Brownlow's home and grabbing that boy by both legs. Ugh!
Bill,
And he won't say another word.
Bill, please, that's enough.
Dodger says Oliver's getting well.
And that Brownlow has servants with pistols protecting Oliver.
But
That's right, Bill, so don't you get near there. Come on, forget about the boy for your own good.
Oliver knows too much about us, Nance, dear. Once he can travel, he'll bring the police to our neighborhood. He'll lead them to us. It would be my end and Bill's.
that boy could get us all hung.
Yeah, Nancy, we must get a hold of Oliver soon.
But not to kill him.
To kill him.
Fagin,
Better he than I.
let's leave the city. We can escape.
No, I am not running away like some wounded dog.
I'm too old to start over.
Bill, don't harm the boy.
Hush, Nancy, my dear. Bill and I promise that we will not harm the boy if you bring the boy to us.
No.
Bring him to us. You're the perfect person. No one would suspect a fine young lady like yourself visiting the poor waif.
Especially when you convince them that you are his sister.
You will not harm him.
We won't. He will become our houseboy. He will be well treated. He will never have to steal again. You can raise him yourself. No, Nance, you'd like that, wouldn't you, my dear?
Get away from me, Fagin.
We won't harm him.
I promise. On my word.
Bill, he's going to...
Bring him back.
Damn you, Fagin. Damn you to hell.
Fagin.
Is that you?
Yes, I've been waiting here for 2 hours. I have your money. Now, where is the boy?
I don't have him right now, sir, but...
He's at the Brownlow home. Sykes' burglary attempt. I know all about it. No boy, no money.
I will have Oliver, and he will be yours by tonight. I've sent a girl to bring him back.
Can she be trusted?
She can. And he will be delivered as promised.
Then his fate will be in these hands.
With these words, he led his way to the door, after stopping to pay for the liquor that had been drunk. Then he departed, without more ceremony than an emphatic repetition of the hour of appointment for the following night. A torrential downpour. A violent thunderstorm. Mr. and Mrs. Bumble, the newlyweds, walking towards a scattered colony of ruinous houses bordering the River Thames. Somewhere in the heart of this cluster of rundown shacks was the dangerous Mr. Monk's hideout. Somewhere.
The place must be somewhere here, dear wife.
Hello there.
Who's there?
Stand still a minute. I'll be with you directly.
Is that the man? Mind what I told you and be careful to say as little as you can. You betray us at once!
Come in. Now, the sooner we get to our business, the better for all. The woman knows, does she? Your husband was right to say that you were present the night Oliver's mother died.
Yes.
The first question, then, is what nature was her communication?
That is the second question. The first is what may the communication be worth?
Who the devil can tell that without knowing of what kind it is?
Nobody better than you, I am persuaded.
There may be money's worth to get, eh?
Perhaps there may.
Something that was taken from her. Something that she wore. Something that...
I've heard enough to assure me that you're the man I ought to talk to. What's it worth to you?
It may be nothing. It may be 20 pounds. Speak out and let me know which.
Add 5 pounds to the sum you have just named. Give me 5 pounds in gold, and I shall tell you all I know, not before.
25 pounds?
I spoke as plainly as I could. It's not a large sum either.
Not a large sum for a paltry secret that may be nothing when it's told. What if I pay it for nothing?
You can easily take it from me again. I am but a woman, alone here, and unprotected.
No, not alone, my dear, nor unprotected either. I am here, my dear, and besides, Mr. Monks is too much a gentleman to attempt any violence on parochial persons. Besides, I have uncommon strength when aroused.
You are a fool and had better hold your tongue.
So he's your husband, eh?
He's my husband.
I thought as much when you came in. So much the better. I have less hesitation in dealing with two people when I find that there's only one will between them. I'm in earnest. See here. Now tell me about Oliver's mother. What did she have on her person? What identification? What did she have?
A locket.
Do you still have it?
Yes.
Maybe.
Maybe.
25 more coins, kind sir. 25 more, and it's yours. It has the name Agnes engraved on the inside. There's a blank left for the surname, then follows the date, which is within 1 year before the child was born.
And this is all?
All. I know nothing beyond the story but what I can guess at. And for safety's sake, I don't want to know anything else. But can I ask you 2 questions, Mr. Monks?
You may ask, but whether I answer or not is another question.
Which makes 3.
Was the locket what you expected to get from me?
It is. The other question?
What do you propose to do with it? Can it be used against me?
Never. Nor against me either. See here, but don't take a step forward. Look down. Don't fear me. I could have thrown you in quietly enough, if that had been my will. Turbid water, swollen by the heavy rain, rushing rapidly below. There! We have nothing more to say.
But by all means!
You'll keep a quiet tongue.
You can depend on us, young man.
For your sake, I'm glad to hear it. Take your lantern and get away from here as quickly as you can.
The girl's life had been squandered in the streets and among the most noisome of the stews and dens of London. But there was something of the woman's original nature left in her still. Nancy felt burdened with the sense of her own deep shame and shrunk as though she could scarcely bear the presence of her with whom she had sought this interview.
Thank you.
Everything is missed. Now go.
I have to see Miss Broadway. Could I give her this note, please?
Yeah.
All right.
It may save a life. Thank you. Give it to her right away, please.
The way I said
Right away.
So he's your husband, but you chose this guy, you know. So your husband here told them. Yeah, husband.
Send her to me this instant.
Yes, miss. Follow me.
Thank you for seeing me, Miss Brownlow.
What does this letter mean?
I'm about to put my life and the lives of others in your hands. I am the girl that was part of Fagin's gang.
You. You're Nancy, the girl Oliver has talked about?
Yes.
He says that you were good to him. Let me go into the house and get him.
There isn't time. I must get back. Do you know a man named Monks?
No, I don't.
He is after Oliver.
Why?
He's a crazy man. He will torture and kill me. It is growing late. I must get back quickly.
But what can I do? And why do you wish to return to Fagin and his companions? If you tell my father, he can send the police to protect you.
I want to go back. I must go back. Because there is one man there I can't leave. Not even to be saved from this life that I'm leading now.
You have risked your life for Oliver. You have a heart. Let me save you.
I must get back. If they knew I was telling this to you, they would kill me.
What can I do? How do we catch this Monks? The police will find him.
No, he's much too cunning for them. I will help you trap Monks. Every Sunday night, from 11 until the clock strikes 12, I will wait on the London Bridge for you and your father.
We will be there. Let me give you some money.
Not a penny.
Nancy!
You look well, Oliver.
Fagin and his gang continued hanging out at the Three Cripples.
Is this the Three Cripples?
This is the name of the house, yes? Can't you read?
Sure I can. A gentleman I met coming up from the country recommended I come here. No more jolly coffins, only the gentleman's life now.
What crimes are you into, boy?
Anything that'll make me rich. Noah Claypole.
Fagin. A man needs to be always emptying a till, or a pocket, or a woman's purse, or a bank if he drinks regularly.
Yes, my drunken friend.
Return me my coins, boy, or this will be your last moment on earth. Messing with me? I wouldn't advise it. Now, why are you here?
I have this 20-pound note.
From whom?
Mr. Sowerberry, an undertaker whom I worked for. 20 pounds. That's a lot of money.
Not when it's a note you can't get rid of. Number and date taken, I suppose? Payment stopped at the bank?
Will you help me, old man?
Buy me a drink, Noah, my dear. You must be very careful of the gallows, for it is an ugly finger post that points its way to an untimely death. It has stopped many fellows' career on the broad highway. To keep on the easy road and keep at a distance is number one in our business. As I see it, young man, your tongue will quickly deliver you to the gallows.
The gallows?
Hung like a rabbit. Unless you find a protector, a mentor, someone to learn from and work for.
Who would that person be?
Me, you fool!
And in exchange, what do you want from me?
You will do as I say. You will rob and steal from me with the profits divided equally.
Pooh, that's not fair!
Then get out of my sight! But I warn you, you will be dead very soon, like a rabbit.
I'll reconsider.
I thought you'd come around to the smart way.
All right.
Not so fast. Before I let you into my gang, I want you to show me that I can depend on you.
You can take my word for it.
How can I believe a thief? You will go to the wells of the jail today.
The jail?
Outside the jail. Go. Watch and report to me a trial. A young gentleman by the name of Dodger was charged with attempting to pick a pocket, and they found a silver snuff box on him. They know he's a clever lad. He'll be a lifer.
So you want me to see how he gets on?
Exactly. I can't send any of my regulars. I'm afraid they'll be discovered as accomplices to Dodger. Go, Noah. Report to me what you see. Run. Prove your worth to me.
Will you?
I don't have to. I'm an Englishman, ain't I? Where are my privileges?
You'll get your privileges soon enough.
Noah Claypole found himself jostled among a crowd of people, huddled together in a dirty, frowsy room, at the upper end of which was a raised platform off from the rest, with a dock on the left against the wall for the prisoners, and a witness box in the middle, and a desk for the magistrate on the right.
Now then, what is this here business? I shall thank the magistrate to dispose of this little affair and not keep me any longer. You see, sir, I have an appointment with a gentleman in the city, as I am, a man of my word, very punctual in business matters. He will leave if I ain't there on time.
Silence!
Who is this impertinent scoundrel?
A pickpocket case, your worship.
Has the boy ever been here before?
He ought to have been, many times.
But he is very cunning.
Thank you, and very late. You know me, do you? Very good. That's a case of defamation of character, anyway.
Sir, Silence! Now then, where are the witnesses?
Ah, that's right. Where are they? I should like to see them.
Have you anything to ask this witness, boy?
I wouldn't abase myself by descending to hold a conversation with him.
Do you hear his worship ask if you've anything to say?
I beg your pardon. Did you redress yourselves to me, my men?
I've never seen such an out-and-out young vagabond, your worship.
Do you mean to say anything, you young shaver?
No, not here. For this ain't a shop of justice. Besides which, my attorney is out to breakfast this morning with the Vice President of the House of Commons. But I shall have something to say elsewhere, and so shall he, and so will the very numerous and respectable circle of acquaintances, or I'll make them wish they had never been born.
He's fully committed! Take him away!
Come on.
It's no use looking frightened. I will show you some mercy, but not much of it.
You are to be exiled from this country to Australia!
You'll pay for this, my fine fellow. I wouldn't want to be in your shoes for nothing. I wouldn't go free now if you would fall to your knees and ask me, here, carry me to prison, take me away. I'll take this to Parliament.
Having seen him locked up himself in a little cell, Noah hastened back to bear to Fagin the animating news that the Dodger was doing full justice to his bringing up and establishing for himself a glorious reputation.
He's being deported to Australia, old man. To Australia.
I bet the Dodger went out fighting. Now, did he?
That he did. But those prison ships, I've heard of them. There's no telling what diseases he might pick up, or who might cut his throat.
He really showed them, didn't he?
He showed them all right.
He was a good boy. My best pupil.
Don't you worry, sir. You have Noah Claypole now, and he'll be an even better thief than Dodger.
Just be very careful. It would be a pity to have you jailed too.
There was a reason Bill Sykes chose the most dangerous part of London to live in. He felt at home there, with all the other criminals.
An hour this side of midnight. Dark and heavy it is, too. A good night for business, this.
Oh, what's a pity, Bill, that there's none quite ready to be done yet.
You're right for once. It is a pity, for I'm in the mood for a little fun. This girl who couldn't get near the boy, she is not to be trusted.
I told you, they wouldn't let me see him. They won't let anybody see him.
You failed. I don't want to hear a word out of you.
Easy on the girl. She did try, I believe her.
I don't feel right when you lay that swithered old claw on me, so take it away.
Makes you nervous, Bill? Reminds you of being nabbed, does it?
Reminds me of being nabbed by the devil. There never was a man with such a face as yours. Unless it was your father. You probably came straight from the old woman without a father. Hello, Nance. Where's a gal going at a time of night like this?
Not far.
What kind of answer is that?
I say not far.
And I say where?
I don't know where.
Then I do. Nowhere. Sit down.
I'm not well. I told you that before. I want a breath of air.
Put your head out the window if you want some air.
There's not enough out there. I want it in the street.
Then you won't have it.
You'll drive me onto something desperate. Let me go, will you? This minute. This instant.
No.
Help me, Fagin. Tell him to let me go. He had better, do you hear me?
Hear you? Aye, I hear you. And if I hear you for half a minute longer, I'll get a grip on that throat of yours and tear some of that screaming voice out.
Let me go, Bill, let me...
If I don't think this girl's stark raving mad, get up.
Not until you let me go. Not until you let me go. Never. Help me, Fagin. Leave me alone, darling Bill. Leave me alone.
What a precious strange girl that is.
You may say that, Bill. You may say that.
What's gotten into her head? What does it mean? Why does she want to go out so badly? Come on, Fagin, you've known her longer than me.
Obstinacy. Woman's obstinacy, I suppose, my dear.
Well, I suppose it is. I thought I had trained her better, but she's as bad as ever.
Worse. I never knew her like this for such little reason.
Nor I. I think she's got a touch of fever in her blood.
Sure enough.
I'll let her a little blood without troubling the doctor if she acts that way again. She's been hanging around me all day and night, too. Maybe it's being cooped up in here so long hiding.
That can make a saint grow mad.
Now she's on the other tack?
Think I'm going to leave this nest before I do go mad. Would you come light me down the stairs?
Nancy, go light him down the stairs. It's a pity he should break his neck and disappoint the sightseers. Show him a light.
What is it, Nance, dear?
What do you mean?
The reason for all this. You are not crazed, my little actress. He is such a brute, a beast. Why don't you leave him once and for all?
I can't.
Never mind that for now. We'll talk about this again. You have a friend in me, Nancy. A staunch friend. I have the means at hand, quiet and close. If you want revenge on those that treat you like a dog, worse than a dog, I say come to me. He humors himself at your expense. I say come to me. He is the mere hound of a day. But you know me of old, Nance.
I know you. Well, good night.
Good night.
She's up to no good, sir. Let me follow her.
No, leave her be.
She could be turning on us.
Not this girl.
Never trust the thief. Remember?
All right, Noah, follow her.
It was a foggy night. The clock chimed. 11:15. As two figures emerged on the London Bridge.
And what
Not
is
here.
the...
I'm afraid to speak to you. Please, come away out of the public road. This way.
This is far enough. Why must we speak in such a dark and dismal hole?
I told the dear lady that I'm afraid to speak anywhere but in darkness. I don't know why it is, but I have such a fear and dread upon me tonight.
A fear of what?
Horrible thoughts of death.
Imagination, my child.
These thoughts were real.
They will pass. You were not here last Sunday night.
I couldn't come. I was kept by force.
By whom?
Bill, the man I told you about, dear lady.
You were not suspected, I hope.
No, but it's hard for me to leave him unless he knows why.
Now about this fellow, Mr. Monks. Put him into my hands and let me deal with him.
There is Monk's hideout. It's by the river. He's gone, but he will return.
I will arrange for a few of my guards to wait for him there. Monks will not be a danger to Oliver much longer.
Thanks to you, Nancy.
May I ask a favor?
Yes? What do you wish? Anything, my brave young woman.
Once you have monks, let Fagin and Bill Sykes be.
But they are criminals, and the police will...
You are a wealthy man. You can keep the police off their tails.
But...
Look what she's done, Father!
Very well. Nothing will be reported.
Thank you, sir. I must hurry back.
Fagin.
What is it?
Nancy has betrayed us, sir. She met with a gentleman and a lady at London Bridge. She mentioned you and Bill. She also took him to Monk's shack.
Was he captured?
He wasn't there. But when he returns, he'll be nabbed for sure.
What did she say about Bill and me?
They seem to know a lot about you both.
Noah, what are you talking about? Have you seen Nancy Fagin?
No, I haven't seen her.
But you have, haven't you, boy? What about this man and woman? The truth, or I'll kill you. What about Nancy?
She betrayed us at London Bridge.
Is it the truth?
Yes, sir.
I'll kill her. I'll destroy her.
Wait, Bill, just a word.
Let me out. Don't speak to me, Fagin.
She has betrayed monks, not us. Isn't that right, Noah? What specifically did she say about Bill? What?
She said he's a villain who she'll soon escape from.
There's your proof, Fagin.
I don't believe you, boy. You liar. Bill, wait.
An informer should be punished. It's self-preservation, right, Fagin?
Adept as she was in all the arts of cunning and dissimulation, the girl Nancy could not wholly conceal the effect which the knowledge of the step she had taken wrought upon her mind. She remembered that both the crafty Fagin and the brutal Sykes had confided to her schemes which had been hidden from all others. In full confidence, she was trustworthy and beyond the reach of their suspicion.
Wake up. Wake up, you devil! Get up.
Bill, good morning.
It's not morning. Ugh. Let it be. Stay right there.
Bill, why do you look at me like that?
You know why.
No, I don't. What's come over you? What's wrong? Bill, please tell me, what have I done?
You know what you did. You were followed tonight. Every word you said was heard.
Then spare my life for the love of heaven as I spared yours. The gentleman and the dear lady told me they would help you. Oh, darling, you won't have to face kidnapping charges. You and Fagin will be free men again. We can get out of this dreadful hole. We can start a new life. Oh, I feel it now. But we must have time. A little time.
She staggered and fell, nearly blinded by the blood that rained down from a deep gash in her forehead. But still, she raised herself with difficulty to her knees. It was a ghastly figure to look upon. The murderer staggered back toward the wall and, shutting out the sight with his hand, seized a heavy club and struck her down.
Oh, dear Nancy. It was my fault.
Fagin, we have to get out of here before the police come. Fagin!
Leave me be. I'm too old to run anymore. Too old.
Fagin, hurry up!
Monks! I need money, quickly.
I'm not a bank, Mr. Sykes. I don't carry much money on me, sir.
I'll kill you!
I won't solve your problem, Sykes.
Help me get the money.
Did you ask Fagin?
Fagin doesn't have the amount I need. I have to leave the country.
What would 500 pounds do?
You had better not be making a fool out of me.
No. I'll give you 500 pounds if you bring Oliver Twist to me.
Then I'll do it right away.
Bring me the boy to this address. Alive or dead. I will be waiting.
All right.
Do not fail me, Mr. Sykes.
I won't.
Enjoying yourself, Oliver? Very much, Rose. Come on, be my partner.
Oh no, I don't know how to dance.
Come on, I'll teach you.
No, I don't want to trouble you.
Come on, Oliver. Just try it. Turn around. It's okay. Back. And spin.
Mr. Sykes!
Move, and the boy is dead.
Please, Mr. Sykes!
Don't harm the boy!
Let Oliver go, I beg you!
We're gonna be leaving your little party now. No one had better follow us.
Sykes remained standing, apparently unmoved by what he had just heard. Let no man talk of prisoners escaping justice, or hint that Providence must sleep.
You're all I have left.
Fagin,
something quick. We have to leave. I've heard the constables talking. They're looking for you. They think you murdered Nancy. The boys and I have found another hideaway. Come on. The constables will be here soon. Hurry.
Go on, Charlie. Leave me be.
Fagin, I can't just let you stay here. They'll see all these stolen goods.
Go, Charlie. Leave.
We've got to get rid of the evidence.
Leave, boy, leave.
All right, sir. You've gone mad, old man. If you're going to stay and let them get you, give me the jewel box.
Get out!
The twilight was beginning to close in when Mr. Brownlow alighted from a hackney coach at his own door and knocked softly, the door being opened. A sturdy man got out, and at a sign from Mr. Brownlow, they helped out a third man, and taking him between them, hurried him into the house. This man was Monk's.
By what authority am I kidnapped off the street and brought here by these dogs?
By mine. That will be all.
I am leaving.
Wait right there, Mr. Edward Leaford.
Monks is my name, sir.
Edward Leaford. I was your father Philip's best friend.
This is petty treatment from my father's best friend.
It is because I was your father's best friend that you have been brought here rather than jail.
On what charges?
You know, your father's marriage was an unhappy one. And when he left your mother and moved into the country, he met a lovely young girl. They became lovers.
I've heard these stories.
Her name was Agnes Fleming. And he kept his marriage a secret from her. Even when he returned to London to ask your mother for a divorce, he still never told Agnes anything.
I can see what you're leading to. I suppose Agnes became pregnant.
Before your father left for Paris on business, he visited me in this very room. Among the things he left me was a portrait of the poor girl. He also left me his will.
A will?
He said he had a premonition that he would die abroad. In the will, he left something for your mother, with the rest going to Agnes Fleming.
And she received the rest of the money?
No. You received all the money when your mother died. Agnes ran away, believing she was abandoned by your father. She was never to be heard from again until we saw Oliver.
That is a very interesting story. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Wait. Oliver? This, Edward, is the innocent you've been trying to have murdered.
I think you're a very sick man. I would not harm this child.
Oliver, is this the man?
Yes.
What is it, boy?
Oliver has seen you twice staring at him.
And since when is gazing at someone a crime?
It isn't, but trying to have him murdered is.
One more accusation my attorney can use in court.
Nancy, the murdered girl, overheard you and Fagin plotting the death of this child. It is so he would not get his half of the inheritance. Am I right, Edward?
What kind of proof is that? From a dead whore, a lying criminal.
She wasn't that at all. She wasn't.
She wasn't that at all. You can go, Oliver.
Sir, I am now also leaving. You have wasted my time and caused me much abuse. Besides, you have found no proof at all that the boy is my half-brother.
But I bet you have.
There is no point to this conversation. Goodbye.
Fagin.
The condemned criminal was seated, rocking himself from side to side with a countenance more like that of a snared beast than the face of a man. His mind was evidently wandering to his old life, for he continued to mutter, without appearing conscious of their presence, otherwise than as a part of his vision.
Good boy, Charlie. Well done. Oliver too. Oliver too. Quite the gentleman now. Quite the... Take that boy away to bed.
Now don't be alarmed, boy. The old
man has lost his mind.
Take him away to bed. Do you hear me, some of you? He has been somehow the cause of all this. It's worth the money to bring him up to it. Bill, never mind the girl. Leave the girl alone. Bill!
Bill?
That's me. An old man, my lord, ready to face the hangman tomorrow. A very old man. What do you want of me? What do you want of me? What do you want?
Steady. Now, sir, tell him what you want.
Quick.
Quick.
It grows worse as the time gets on.
Did a Mr. Monks tell you about a locket or a ring or some papers, an object that has been destroyed?
No, I haven't heard of any papers or rings or lockets.
For the love of God, are you sure? Please try to remember.
Oliver. Here. Let me whisper to you. Oliver, dear. Monks once told me during one of our drunken moods that he had received a locket from a bumble. It had Agnes engraved in it. I want to talk to you.
Yes? Yes?
Outside. Say I've gone to sleep. They'll believe you. You can get me out if you help me on. Now then.
Oh God, forgive this man.
That's right. They'll help us on. This door first. If I shake and tremble as I pass the gallows, don't you mind, but hurry on. Now. No.
Have you nothing else to ask him, sir?
Is there any proof of Oliver's proper birth?
Well, there was a locket that Monks had received from a Mrs. Bumble. He threw it into River Thames.
Thank you, Fagin. We have to leave now, Oliver.
Yes, sir.
I loved her, Oliver. I loved Nancy. She was like a daughter.
Now, magistrate, pay close attention, please.
Do my eyes deceive me? Is that little Oliver? Oh, Oliver, you would not believe how much I've missed you.
Hold your tongue, fool!
Mrs. Mann?
Mrs. Bumble.
Oliver, you would not believe how much I've worried.
Hold your tongue, I say!
Isn't it nature? Nature, Mrs. Bumble. When I see him sitting here among ladies and gentlemen of the most affable description, since it was I who brought him up parochially.
Do you know a Mr. Monks?
Yes. No.
So you do, Mr. Bumble.
Perhaps I've heard the name.
Oh, have you ever sold him anything?
No.
A certain gold's locket?
Certainly not. Why are we brought here to answer to such nonsense as this?
We know that you had the locket, which you sold to Mr. Monks, who in turn threw it into the River Thames.
No, you have the wrong party.
Yes, definitely the wrong party.
A locket that read Agnes Fleming on it.
Only Agnes, the rest was blank.
Enough proof, magistrate?
Enough.
Magistrate, I hope that this little incident will not deprive me of my parochial position.
Indeed it will. You may make up your mind to that and think yourself lucky we don't press charges against you.
But it was all Mrs. Bumble here.
That is no excuse. You are present on the occasion of the destruction of the trinket and are indeed the most guilty of the two in the eye of the law. For the law supposes that your wife acts under your direction.
Well, if that is the eye of the law is an ass, an idiot. If that is the eye of the law is a bachelor.
He's a terrible liar.
He should be jailed as punishment.
Why use taxpayers' money when he'll have the wrath of that woman to contend with for the rest of his life?
Oliver, we now have proof that that picture was your mother.
You have a home with us forever.
Mr. Brownlow went on, filling the mind of his adopted child with stores of knowledge and becoming attached to him as he showed the thriving seeds of all he wished him to become. Within the altar of the old church, there stands a white marble tablet, which bears as yet one word, Agnes. There is no coffin in that tomb, but if the spirits of the dead ever come back to earth, I do believe the shade of Agnes sometimes hovers round that Hallam nook.